Hello everyone, my name is Akshay and today I am here with one of the topics related to forensic science, that is narcoanalysis test. Okay, so in this particular video I am going to discuss the 4 points related to narcoanalysis test. The first one is what is narcoanalysis test and its procedure. The second one is the drawback or criticism of this test. The third one is the evidentiary value and admissibility of this test, and the fourth one is the constitutional validity of this particular test, and in fifth one, the last, which I will give my concluding part. Starting from the first one, what is narcoanalysis test? Basically, it is also known as tooth serum test. It is a kind of psychotherapeutic technique by which mind of subject came into semi-conscious state. Okay, why the term serum has been used? The term serum has been used because we use 2-3 types of drug, which I will name them later, and that particular drug injected to the subject to make him in subconscious state, and that is why it is also known as tooth serum test. The serum which is used in this test basically block the mental imagination of the suspect that can make him to speak lie. Okay, in a semi-conscious state, it is scientifically proved that there is much more chances to disclose or discover the information from the suspect. Now, hence, we can say that this test helps in reconstructing the memory of the suspect that he has forgotten. Now, coming to its procedural part. What are the procedure to administer this test? What happens is we use serum. So how much gram of serum we use? We use basically 3 grams of sodium pentothal or sodium amethol. That should be dissolved in 3000 ml of distilled water, and then what we do is we administer that particular mixture through injection to the body of suspect. Okay, now before doing this, detailed medical examination of that particular suspect is much more necessary. Okay, then only that subject will made to undergo this test. Why? Because it's a kind of drug that is injected to a particular subject, and it can hamper his body through mentally or physically way. Okay, now next point is, once the person goes to the semi-conscious state, the relevant question that has been prepared by the law enforcement bodies such as investigation officer, they ask the question to that semi-conscious state person. Okay, then whatever the statement given by that particular suspect with respect to the question, that is recorded on audio and video cassettes. Now this whole procedure is conducted with a team. Okay, the team comprises of anesthesiologist, first one, the second is psychiatrist, and the third one forensic psychologist, and the fourth one is the audio and videographer. Okay, in last, what happens, the whole report is made by the forensic psychologist accompanied with the compact disc of audio video recordings. Now coming to the second part of this video that I have already told you, that is drawback and criticism of this narcoanalysis test. Now every person does not get affected of the drug that is used for the test, that I have stated already, sodium pentothal and sodium amethol. Next is, some person has ability to deceive even in hypnotic state. Okay, the question framed by the investigating authority are such of nature that it may prompt incriminatory statement. Okay, Yeah, it may prompt inflammatory responses, which we all know that is against the fundamental right of the accused. Article 20 clause 3. Now, the drug that is used in this particular test does not guarantee that the subject will speak only the truth. It does not guarantee. Now, it is proved that, hence it is proved that the statement given by the suspect is not 100% accurate. Okay. The next point is the statement made in the semi-conscious state and are not voluntarily made. The statement made in semi-conscious state and are not voluntarily made are thus not admitted in the eyes of law. Okay. Next is the test without the consent also raise certain issues. What type of issues? The issues is related to the physical assault, and the second one is the mental assault. How physical assault? In physical assault, what happens is basically during the test, the person were injected, and further to make him awake of that semi-conscious state, doctors, nurse, or the team basically try to push their body, try to pinch their body. So these are kind of a physical assault. And the second one is the mental assault. How mental assault? Mental assault is basically that person's privacy is infringing. Okay, that serum is affecting the person's privacy. So in this way, the physical assault and mental assault is also happening through this test. Next is, it is difficult to suggest a correct dose of drug for a particular person. It is very difficult. I cannot suggest that I need only 1 gram of that drug, or some other person, maybe my subscriber, maybe they need 10 gram, but minimum requirement is 3 gram. But maybe it depends on the, or we can say it differs according to the willpower, mental attitude, and physique of the person. That dose may differ. So these are the drawback and the criticism of the narco analysis test. Next, moving to the third point of this video, that is evidentiary value and its admissibility. In India, we have seen various cases where these tests are administered. I will just give 2-3 names of the cases, and rest I must say that you guys can recognize the name of various cases. In latest, you can say Sushant Singh Rajput case is also there, but still narco analysis test has not happened yet. But I will say the case where it has happened. First one is Nithari case. Second is Azman Kasab case. Third one, Arushi Talwar case. These are the very famous case of India. Okay, where we have seen the interrogation was conducted with the help of narco analysis test. Now, what happened in Arushi Talwar case? The result of narco analysis test was accepted by the court, but the Supreme Court ruled it unconstitutional. What unconstitutional? That result is unconstitutional. But the Supreme Court also stated that result can be that result can help the investigator to use for further investigation, but it is not acceptable as an evidence. Next is Nithari case. In Nithari case, the result of the test is not made admissible before the court of law, but again the result of that test designed to help the police with their further investigation. Henceforth, it means that the evidentiary value of the narco analysis test, or we can say the statement made during this test, is only have a corroborative value and has to be substantiated with some other evidence to prove the evidentiary value of the statement. Now, moving towards the constitutional validity of the narco analysis test. This particular test, narco analysis test, has been challenged in the case of Selvi versus State of Karnataka. Its citation is the AIR 2010 SC 1974. Okay, in this particular case, the test was challenged. In contrast to Article 20 Clause 3, that is self-incrimination part, and Article 21 right to life part of the Constitution of India. The Supreme Court has discussed the constitutional validity of not only narco analysis test, it has discussed the constitutional validity of deception detection test, and the deception detection test include not only narco analysis test, it includes polygraph test also, it includes brain mapping also. The Supreme Court has given a landmark judgment regarding the constitutional validity of deception detection test in this particular case. Now let's see what the judgment stated and what basically the Supreme Court opined. So starting from the first point, the Supreme Court held that the result of the test are to be considered as testimony, not as a physical evidence. Why testimony, not as a physical evidence? Because the person who is subject to this test communicates something which is only known to him. Here, the person is communicating something. Okay, he is not giving any such physical evidence. He is only communicating the statement which is known only to him. And if that communication is involuntary taken, then that would amount to testimonial compulsion, and that will infringe the Article 20 Clause 3 of the Constitution. Now, if the test is administered involuntarily, it would violate Article 20 Clause 3 and Article 21, and that would be considered as unconstitutional. The Supreme Court has stated it means that an involuntary administration of this test would be considered as unconstitutional. Next thing, the Supreme Court stated, however, it has allowed, the Supreme Court in this particular case only has allowed voluntary administration of this test subject to certain safeguards are in place. Even when the subject has given consent to undergo this test, the result by themselves cannot be admitted as evidence, because the subject does not exercise conscious control over his mind during the test. I have already said you that serum was injected in the subject and the subject goes to semi-conscious state. That is why the Supreme Court stated this point. The apex court also appoint that any information subsequently discovered with the help of result of this particular test, then that would be admitted as per section 27 of the Evidence Act, and that would be considered as a corroborative evidence. But again, we need substantiative evidence, or say other evidence, other relevant fact or circumstantial evidence to prove that particular evidence. Now coming to the last part of this video, where I am going to give my conclusion part. Okay, in the concluding part, I would like to tell you that the result of narco test can be used to reconstruct the crime scene. Okay, and the statement of the subject cannot be used against him. Okay, because even the accused have protected right under Article 20 Clause 3 of the Constitution of India. His statement cannot be self-incriminatory statement. Okay, further I would say that even the court with this case, Selvi versus State of Karnataka case, has neither rejected nor accepted the admissibility of evidence. I would say that even the court has neither rejected nor accepted totally the admissibility of the evidence collected through this test. The apex court once again impliedly stated that just and fair procedure is available for everyone, and a fundamental right of people can never be violated. Thank you. Have a good day. Do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.